people really respect that in their time of trial, to know you've walked through this, and I see that you're standing, and I see that you love God, and I see that you're okay, but I just need somebody to sit with me and hold me while I'm not okay. It was difficult growing up to not see myself represented in leadership, in the church, in my school situations. And so I didn't understand what the possibilities were. I was learning about God from one perspective instead of seeing that God is both unchanging and dynamic at the same time. And so when I started reading scripture for myself and I started understanding that I was both reflected in the narratives as well as God was reflecting himself to me, it engaged me at a different level where I recognize these Bible characters, these people are like me. And I started to see myself inside the scripture and see myself as potentially part of God's narrative, which was new. I think I had seen it for a long time as stories or as things that happened to other people, as miracles happened to other people, and great leadership was called out in other people, and great trial was for other people. And God started showing up and revealing to me how my story was similar to other people in the Bible that he really intervened with. And I started to trust that God could do that for me. So that's when a lot of things shifted for me, was when I started seeing scripture and seeing that God was interested in me being part of his story as I was reading the story that he wrote for me. I think that I used to fear that God couldn't handle my questions, that he couldn't handle my doubts, especially, that was almost disrespectful to doubt a God who had done so much for me. And I think as I've matured, I've recognized that in relationship with God, he can handle anything that it is I'm feeling. And the silly thing is, he already knows. And so I recognize how long I had been trying to hide those things from him, as if he didn't already know my heart better than I did. And so when I let go of that notion that he was too holy to understand me, or that he was too big to care about my little things, I recognize that God cares about me and my life and the things I worry about more than I do. And it shifted the philosophy of my life to say he needs to be invited into those spaces, and he really is ready to move in those spaces if I'll let him in. God has asked me to walk through some pretty painful losses in my life. My husband and I have 2 children that are no longer with us, that are in heaven. And I think that he asks us to walk through that to develop us. And I see how much he's used that testimony to help develop other people, to bring other people to faith, to bring other people to trust in him when it doesn't make sense, and to bring us to a place where we're pretty comfortable in the mess with people, that we're comfortable in unimaginable loss and grief, to sit with people and to empathize in a way that doesn't have to excuse it away or push it away because it's uncomfortable, and in a way where we connect with people in situations that we don't have answers and we can't fix it. And I think that there's this ministry in the spirit of being with people at their most destitute, where God is just the most present and most apparent in that time if we'll let him be. I want people to feel heard, understood, loved, and valued. I want people to feel like they are empowered to have a relationship with God themselves, and that that's also so intrinsically tied to community. I want them to get from me a message of hope and inspiration, but to understand that that's really hard fought and it wasn't cheap to achieve. So when people walk away from interactions with me, I want them to feel like I was a safe person. To me, being made for more means that I'm made for more than what I produce and more than what I can do for people, but just for who I am, who God has uniquely knit me together to be. And for this particular time and this cultural and historical moment, that I was made for more than just what's already on the table. I was made to put things together and build something new, to build something that hasn't been thought of yet, to build something with God that is more than I could do on my own. And so, made for more to me means I'm made for more than just what I can give and what I can do, but I'm made to be who I am.